In this video, I'm going to show you how to refute the move 2f6 in the king pawn opening. Now 2f6 is a losing move, and I hope after this video you can refute it as well. So we start with knight takes pawn. That is correct, black cannot defend his pawn with f6. So let's go over some variations. Let's start with queen e7. Now this is a trap. If we were to check here on h5, we're actually losing after g6. It looks like we can just take this pawn and win the rook on h8, but after queen takes c4 check, and queen takes g6, we lose a piece and we lose the game. So as long as you don't fall for that trap, and just play knight f3, after queen takes d4, we can play bishop e2, and you see we have a great position. Black has weakened himself with f6. We've won a pawn, and we can play knight c3 and win a tempo on the queen. So the other option that black has here is to capture the knight. So we can play pawn takes e5, and then we play queen h5 check. There's no good way to get out of this check. If black plays g6, then we can take this pawn on e5, forking the rook and king. Relatively best move would be like queen e7, then we can take the rook. If he checks us here, we actually just play king d1, and then we can play moves like knight c3, and we can develop our pawns, get our pieces developed. And we're up a lot of material. This knight is still hanging, this h pawn is still hanging. So the other attempt is to play king to e7, and then we capture this e pawn. Black has to play king f7, and here we play bishop c4 check, forcing the king this way. The best move here is d5, and the point of d5 is just to open up this diagonal so we can't check on f5. But let's say black does just play king g6. We play queen f5 check, king h6, and we start with pawn to h4, giving ourselves the chance to open the h-file if he plays pawn to g5. And if he plays like pawn to g6, we play pawn to d4 check, opening up the diagonal for the bishop. He has to retreat to g7, and we just made an f7. So going back, if he plays pawn to d5, we take the pawn. And after king g6, we play queen g3 check. Now he can block with queen g5, but let's say he plays king f6. We play queen f4 check, king g6, and bishop f7 checkmate. After queen f4 check, there's really nothing else he can do. He can try bishop f5, and we just checkmate on e6. So the other thing you can try is queen g5. And here we can play a very strong move, queen takes c7. We're attacking this bishop on c8. We're threatening queen f6, or queen f7, forcing his king to the king side. Here's some moves that can happen. You can play knight d7. Then we play h4, kicking the queen back, threatening h5, threatening d4 ideas. If he plays queen e5, this may be his best defense out of this whole variation. We can check his king around, we can establish space in the center, and protect this pawn. And we have 4 pawns for the piece, and a mobile pawn center, and white has, according to the engine, about 3.5. It's winning, but this may be black's best defense. Alternatively, he can try bishop e7. We just take the bishop, or have a lot of material. Let's say after queen takes c7, he tries bishop g4. We can check his king, force him to h6, play h4, just like in the other variation, we're ready to take with the h-pawn if he plays g5. And then after queen e5, we have d4 check, and this diagonal is opened up, and black is nearly mated. So hopefully, now that you've seen these variations, you can refute this opening. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.